Check, check. 1, 2. Alright, it works. Alright, I'm gonna need the mic to be really close to my mouth because just be really quiet if it isn't. Alright, so this is the first ever Havoc Crew story time with gameplay in the background. But it's live. So if you catch it live, you get cool. If you don't, you're still cool, just not as cool as the people that caught it live. This will probably be like an hour long. Wait a minute, what? No, my story isn't that long. Or we can just do gameplay after we run out of stories. He really wants to show off his new Zombies Chronicles. He really looked at my phone and thought that somebody commented, but no, that was just me. Gits and Shiggles, man. Go and check out Gits and Shiggles. We have good gameplay on there. And Halo's gonna be on it. Oh yeah, there's no we. Apparently it's just me. Anyways, so for what this live stream is actually for, there will be this might be a one-time thing unless you guys like this. If you don't like it, then we won't make it. If you do like it, then we'll try and make more. But this is story time where we tell true stories. Maybe sometimes they won't be true, but in case I have to make up something on like the fly, you know, I've been told that I can actually tell stories really well. Alright, you guys can't hear him, but he's trying to talk to me. That's why I kind of like stop and I'm acting like I'm talking to somebody. So, without further ado, here is my story. On my 16th birthday, I got a car, so.
If you have any like other stories that you can think of, you can also tell those. You don't have to tell just one because I think it should be like, this is my game and then you have your game.
Alright, yeah, he was talking to me, not you guys, but we may at one point make a thing where you can send us stories and then we read them off. Would you be against that?
I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. I just don't know, like, be like, comment at the end of this video a like story, or we set up something where they can like text it, or like send it to. But I said without further ado a while ago. But all right, here's the story on how I got a car. So for 6 months, my dad was telling me to ask my step uncle, I guess you could call him that, about his '98 Mustang. And since I like Mustangs, he kept on telling me, ask him about it. So for the past 6 months, that happened, and I finally asked him, like, hey, maybe for my birthday, could I have your Mustang? Dad said that you haven't been really driving it, so he said I should ask. He told me now that he's already sold it, but if he didn't sell it, then he would give it to me. So, fast forward a couple months before my birthday now, and he said, I'm playing with my uncle online, and he told me that the person that he gave the Mustang to is thinking about giving it back. And I was like, okay, cool. If they do give it back, do you think maybe I could have it? Because I have a feeling that you wouldn't have told me that if you weren't intending on giving it to me. And he's like, well, I still have a couple people that were asking before you did, so maybe not. And I was like, all right, cool. So the day of my birthday, I'm at my mom's house. Everybody's, wishing me a happy birthday. I go over to my aunt's house. I go over to people's houses. They wish me a happy birthday because I would like to see everybody in my family on my birthday. And I go over to my dad's house, and I'm playing God of War because this is around the time that God of War first came out. The brand new God of War. I wasn't alive whenever the other one. Well, actually, I may have been. But anyways. So I've been playing God of War for about 3 hours. And it is a very fun game. So I've been playing it for about 3 hours. And they yell at me to come outside that there's an emergency. So I paused the game. I throw my controller onto my bed real quickly. Almost broke my controller, by the way. I run outside, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And they're like, nothing. Your uncle just wants to tell you something." And I'm like, "I'm gonna throw my controller for this." And then he walks up. The Mustang is in the driveway, so I'm very confused. I'm like, he told me he was going to sell this thing to somebody else. And he walked up and said, "How much do I love him?" And I was like, "I guess as much as I would love an uncle." I didn't know what my response was, and I was like, "You're a family member. I love you like a family member." And he said, "Well, here you go." And he gives me the keys to the car and said that it is mine. And so we get in the car, and he said, "Go ahead and start it. And since you rode off on a straight line, if you want to, then go ahead and got it." And I went to do that. It just dies. The car just dies. Going to find out that he forgot to fill up the gas tank. And so we run up to wherever we got gas. I was about to say Dollar General, but Dollar General doesn't have gas. Anyways, so it used to, but it doesn't anymore. So we went up to go and get gas, and we filled it up, started it up, and runs nice. I went around the block a few times with him in it. And so whenever Dad first told me to ask about the Mustang, he had already planned on giving it to me, because I guess people were asking him about it, and he said that he already picked somebody to give it to, and it was going to be me. And so all the times that he told me that he sold it to somebody else, he did this and that with it, it was all a lie. He was just planning on giving it to me, so that's how I got my car for my 16th birthday. And I actually have a channel based on that car called Fixing the Six. Check it out. I don't know how that sounded, but let's see. Whenever I said to check it out, I mean check out the Fixing the Six channel, because I'm gonna have a video posted out today. But you can also go and watch the About It video too. So another story that I have. This is a very short one, but last summer I was home by myself, and I heard a van pull up outside of my window. I heard it pull outside of my window because my room is next to a driveway, so I heard it. I got up. I was home alone. If I didn't say that already, I don't. Okay, I said that already. And so I walk into the living room, and I pull the curtains back. This really sketchy van pulled up not in my driveway, but at the end of the street, and this dude got out of the side of the van, not like the driver or like passenger side, but kind of like one of those sketchy white vans where you have to slide the door back, but it's not like it's not like a soccer mom van, but it's like the box one, but not like the Volkswagen ones. If you know what kind of van I'm talking about. And he gets out, and immediately I thought that this was bad news because it was like 90 degrees outside. This dude was in jeans and a all black hoodie, hat, and sunglasses, and a bandana. And whenever it's 90 degrees, you don't wear that stuff. Have you ever heard the story? So he walks up to the door, like he's like making sure that the hoodie's covering up his face, that the bandana's covering up his face, and the sunglasses are, and the hat is. He knocks on my door. Me being a panicked 15-year-old and not knowing what to do, I just went and I grabbed my sword. Shut up. I went and I grabbed my sword because I had it was able to cut through water jugs, and at the time I was just like, this is gonna work. This will work. So I got my sword, and he knocked on the door, and I was like, I'm not answering the door. I didn't actually say this. I'm like, I'm not gonna answer that door. If he starts busting it down, as soon as he comes in here, I'm gonna smack him with my sword because I don't want to be a murderer. That's a jab. Crooked. You know, actually, the sword that I grabbed is the one with the spikes at the handle. So I could have done that because the spikes on the handle work better than the actual sword does. But I was just like, I'm just gonna smack him with it if he does happen to break down the door. He knocked again. I look outside, nobody there. I didn't ever hear the van drive off, which that van was pretty quiet, and it may have just been like in the heat of the moment, you know, like I didn't hear it like go off, but he wasn't there. I know for sure that I saw a van there because I could hear it in my room, but he wasn't there whenever I checked, and it may have just been me, like I just didn't. It may have felt like seconds to me, but it may have been a little bit longer. Wait a minute, did you pack a punch? Oh, let's see, because it's not a pack a punch there. But that whole situation was just really creepy to me because you don't walk out in that kind of weather in 90 and you don't walk out in that kind of clothing in 90-degree weather. Would you ever wear that?
I normally don't wear jeans. I hate jeans. Yeah, I don't think I would ever do that.
Yeah, and you don't just walk up to somebody's random house doing that. Like, no random person would. Okay, let's see. Another story. I don't really have a lot of stories. I know, but let's see. What's another story that I can tell? What do you mean the Last Stand? Oh, it doesn't have any legs. What is he looking at? Oh, no! Look at his eyes. He's not looking up. You can see his pupils are looking down. But I can't think of another story that I can tell. About snakes? No, I've never told a story time about snakes. There is a big snake at my dad's house. No, I've heard a lot. Okay, never mind. I have one. So I was at my mom's house by myself. A lot of things will be by myself. If you want to believe them, then you can believe them. If you don't believe them, you know, I'm not going to change your opinion. I know what happened. And I was in the kitchen, and I was gonna make me a snack, and I heard like child footsteps. Like, you know how like a child runs, but they're like bare feet, so it has like the noise of like their feet like sticking to the ground and coming up. I heard that, and I was by myself, so I turned around and there was nothing there. And then I heard walking of a child. Like they were told to like slow down, and so they slowed down. I didn't hear a voice saying, you know, slow down. If I did, I'd just run out of the house and be like, nope. And I almost did just after that. And then it sounded like a light was flickering on and off. But the sound of a child's footsteps that are bare were kind of similar to it. So it could have been just that, but from a different room. That's what I think it is, and so I am freaked out like badly because when you're by yourself and then you hear child footsteps and you know for sure that there is not a child there, wouldn't you be freaked out?
Yeah.
So I don't know how long ago this was. These two incidents are, but they kind of add up. My aunt was in my mom's room because she was recovering after surgery. So she was in my mom's room watching TV, and she heard a little girl just start talking like right next to her for a couple seconds. She couldn't really tell what she was saying, but she said something and then stopped. She looked over to where she thought that she was, because it sounded like she was right next to the bed and like right next to her head. She started talking. So she looked next to her and there was nothing there. And she was like, well, it could have been outside. But then she really started thinking like, no, like I heard it was like right next to me. If they were outside, it would have been kind of muffled. It wasn't muffled. And so she went back to watching TV, and then it happened again, and then it stopped. And she wasn't, too frightened because me and my dad were both there. But I mean, she was pretty scared because if you just hear a random little girl just start talking whenever you don't live with a little girl at all, it's kind of weird. And those two instances added up because I thought that I was just hearing stuff like it was in my head, but I heard children that were running, and then she hears a little girl voice. That adds up. So I'm convinced that my mom's house is haunted by a little girl. Funny stories. Okay, so this was on my birthday a couple of years ago. Maybe last year. But, alright, so, no, it wasn't last year. It was the year before that. I know that for sure because last year that's when I got the car. But, alright, this will be my last story. So it was my birthday. Everybody was having fun, and the cake comes out. I'm not a cake person, but they were like, "Come on, you're, you're not too old to. I'm gonna sit in front of your cake so that way we can sing happy birthday." And I was like, "Fine." So, and they sang me happy birthday, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, woohoo!" I blew the candles out. It was obviously more enthusiastic than that, but they cut a piece off for everybody, and I see this piece on a plate, and I'm like, "Whose piece is that?" And then my mom said that it's yours, and I was like, "This is a setup because I don't like cake, and I got that from you because you don't like cake." And then she picks up the piece of cake and tries to smash it in my face. Well, I start bobbing and weaving. I try to run out the door, and I am like an inch away from the door handle. Like my hand is like reached out, and then I am stopped because my other uncle, that's my real uncle, grabbed me by one of my arms, and I just immediately just stopped, and I almost fell over. And I turn around to see who did it, and then all of a sudden, this plate with a piece of cake on it, and it was a pretty good sized piece of cake, just smashed into my face. So I, whenever I was immediately stopped, like this happened within like 2 seconds. As soon as I stopped, I turned, just smacked in the face with a piece of cake. And Cricken over here actually did that to me once, but it wasn't with cake. What did you smack me in the face with? Well, was it a little chick?
Cheez-Its?
No, we didn't film it. It was for a smack cam whenever that was a thing.
Oh. No, it was like whipped cream.
Yeah, he smacked me in the face with pink whipped cream. I remember it now. I don't even know how. How did you and my sister even get that pink?
I don't know. I think it was like dye or something.
But yeah, so they smack whenever that was a thing. They smack cam me. I was playing video games too. I was just playing video games, just minding my own business, and all of a sudden I feel this. I feel somebody smack me in the face, and I feel cream, and then they say, I'm gonna kill them. Anyways, that is all of my stories for now, I guess. It is now Cricken's turn to tell stories. Peace.
Okay, so mine aren't gonna be like strikers. They're not, or steely shit. What is your name?
You can call me Striker M or.
I'm just gonna call you Striker. Hey, that was rude. Alright, so I don't know. I didn't really have any stories planned. Okay. Alright, anyway. I'm gonna be talking about my, go to Nocturne Totem. That should... fine. I just want to do one that, like, won't take too long, you know?
So you want me to tell multiple stories, but you're alright.
I'm gonna tell multiple stories, but, like, I killed myself at the last part. I don't know if you saw that. But, so, I'm gonna talk about getting this game. So it was the day of my birthday, and anyway, it was like a couple days before my birthday, and my girlfriend was like, I don't know what to get you. And she was like, I want to get you something sentimental that you'll, like, enjoy, but I just don't know. Because she didn't want to give me money, because, of course, it's, like, not sentimental. It's just money. So, she was like, okay, what's your favorite game? And I said, zombies, because, like, this, like, this in Halo. But yeah, we grew up on zombies. But yeah. Yeah, I think I started playing during World at War. I know, but my brother played it. Yeah, but I couldn't say Halo because I have all of the Halo games, and I mean, of course there's Halo Infinite, but I don't know. I think that's coming out like 2020, and like my birthday's in July, not 2020. I guess it is in 2020, but like you get the point. So I said zombies, and she was like, "All right, what game do you not have?" And I was like, "Well, I have Black Ops 1, 2, 4, World at War, World War 2, and I don't want Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare because they're bad."
Bad is a understatement. They shouldn't have made those games. They are terrible. There you go.
Anyway, it comes the day of my birthday, and she was like giving hints that she was gonna buy it, but she wasn't like sure. And she pretty much just gave me $60 because she was like, "All right, you can go to Best Buy or wherever, and you can you can get the gift card and buy it online." And I was like, "All right, whatever, that's cool." And so we went to a Best Buy, and then my mom was like, "Well, no, it's cheaper if you get the disc." So she walked over to a person and was like, "Hey, do you have this here?" And they were like, "No, it's at a different location." So we went to that location, bought it, and then I went home a very happy man. Once I got inside, instantly started installing it, and this is the day after, I think.
This is the day after that he got it, and actually, on the day that he got it, me and him played the very first game.
Yeah, but that night, we played our first game together. We played it on Noct, and it was Black Ops 3 with Chronicles. I don't know if I've said that yet, but it's not just Black Ops 3. Okay, but that night I was very happy. It was my first solo game, and I was playing on Kino because I love Kino. Some people don't like Kino. I remember I used to not like Black Ops 1 as much as I like Black Ops 2. That was whenever that other channel was a thing. But anyway, um, yeah, I played on Kino, and I was like, wow, this is like extremely easy. And then I was like, yeah, this is easy, but also I had the Porter's ×2 ray gun Mark II, and then I had the Zeus cannon. The Zeus cannon. You know zombies, you know that. But anyway, I had that, and I was like, this is like, and I was just like, grenade for. I thought you could hold it for like 5 seconds, I think it is. So, there were a bunch of zombies, and I was testing out the grenades. And I held it, I cooked it in my hand, and it exploded. So I went down. And from there, once you go down once, you're pretty much done for. And so round 27, I thought I was going to get to 30 for my first game, but me being an idiot ruined that pretty much. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun because like, round 30 would have been the highest round that I've had on here, because like, my previous record was on Black Ops 1, and it was 17 on Kino, I think. On what game?
Okay, so if you didn't hear me, I think my highest round solo is 24. I was playing on Black Ops 2 on Bus Depot.
Bus Depot? It wasn't town. Oh, behind the actual depot. Okay, yeah.
And the hammer.
I think I got to like 28 on buried because I used the barn strategy. Yeah. But yeah. Which one? Do you want us to bring gameplays back? Any gameplay? Because I wanted to make it to where the channel is mostly skits, but it doesn't have to be because we can play together and stuff.
Make a separate channel where it's just gameplays.
Yeah, but on this one we already have like 47 subscribers.
Yeah, to be about gameplays, and you really like filming gameplays.
Yeah, but like starting over is hard. I think we should just do gameplay because that's where we get most of our views.
Halo gameplays is where we get most of our views.
Yeah, but yeah, I've just been loving this, and I was like, I need to buy the Giant because I do. It's just Reese. The Giant is one of the best maps. The Giant or like Reese, whatever you want to call it. You used in plain sight, not anywhere but you. Yeah. It's actually still really good. Trying to think of other things. I'll talk about me being an idiot, I guess. So, I know it's all the time. The other night I had a friend over and we were about to play Halo Reach, and I was like, alright, so, whenever you're playing Halo Reach and you start as a zombie, you either win it or you lose it. And then we like paused with awkward silence, and like I thought that was like the most genius thing I ever said. And then he's like, I think you either win or you lose no matter what. And then I just started dying laughing. And it was just so funny to me and like so dumb. And I had another friend over once, and we were playing Roblox because, you know, it's actually kind of fun. My opinion. You don't have to believe it. Yeah, whatever. No, that friend was not you. It was another one. Anyway, he was like, we were playing natural disaster survival, and like, he saw this thing, and it was like a jetpack pretty much, but it was shaped like a balloon. And then he was like, wow, just 80 row dollars. And hearing him say row dollars was just the funniest thing to me. So I started dying laughing and like just crying, actually crying, because of how funny it was to me. Yeah. Also, for my birthday yesterday, I had a piñata and I beat it. Yeah. That was, like, didn't have to do with anything. I thought it was fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of good fun. Anyway, oh, you're dying. Alright, that's good. So, yeah. Do you want to end it?
Yeah, I believe that this is a good place to end this video. Is that your is that your outro? Is that your outro?
Yes. Alright, peace.
My name is Joey Graham. Peace.